Hello, beautiful and lovely gamers. My name is Jonal, and today we're talking about the Ana Mercy combo and why it is, it can of course work as always, but why it is not seen as much as Mercy Sen or Mercy Lucia. Now, this also to a certain extent include why we don't see a lot of Moira play when it comes to as a secondary support. Because essentially what we have our main healers, which is in this game right now Mercy, we have Ana, and then we have all our other off support, which in theory is Zenyatta and Lucio and Moira and Symmetra. Now, one of the big reason that we don't run it, because in theory it's really nice to run both Ana and Mercy if you think about it, right? You get res, which is must right now. You still get those two reses as I'm making this video when you pop Valk, and they're insta reses with a lot of chain healing, a lot of chain damage boosting. You get nano boost from Ana, you get sleep darts, you get nades. So it's a very aggressive style comp, right? You can Valk, you can nano boost someone to in theory get an advantage in that team fight when it comes to DPS output, comboed with any ultimates in the game. And so in theory it sounds great, right? But it leaves one very big flaw, which is not, oh, you lack speed boost or like this kind of. The big flaw that leaves is you have no saving grace ultimates, you have no trance, and you have no drop beat. Right now, drop beat isn't used as much. We don't see as much Lucio play as what we used to because of the fact that the team really doesn't need the Lucio. As of now, his role has kind of been filled. If you think about how much we run dive and how much dive you see, right? You see a dive comp, and so that's like I say Winston D.Va, then you see Genji Tracer, and then you see the Mercy. So who is he actually speed boosting? The Mercy can fly to anyone in the team with mobility. So as long as there is someone with mobility on the team, she has the same mobility almost. And your divers, your main tanks will dive, and your Genji and Tracer will dive and flank and stuff like that. So of course there's no main group, that's why we see a lot of Sen play right now. Also the fact that he built trance so incredibly fast. And that is really the main reason why we don't see a lot of double main support. And some people might say, okay, but Valkyrie is to a certain extent a saving grace, right? Jonal, you called Res a saving grace, and Res is to a certain extent a saving grace, but it is not something that can use to counter other ultimates. It can only counter the kills of an ultimate, up to 2, of course, if you Valk. So let's say that you Dragon Blade, and that Dragon Blade luckily doesn't kill the Mercy. It kills the Soldier and the Zenyatta. Okay, rest Soldier and Zenyatta, and now in theory you undid what the Blade has done. But as soon as you get anything more than that, or as soon as you get the Mercy, or anything really in that ballpark, that leaves the problem that, okay, we don't have, they pop Visor, they pop Blade, they pop something. They can grab us, they can do anything, and there's nothing we can do about it. Meaning that all the ultimates on the enemy team all of a sudden become way more efficient than what they normally would have been. The same goes, for Moira's ultimate. It does healing, but it does not nearly enough to actually, counter the damage that you get out from the Dragon Blade, counter the damage from Technical Visor, from a Nerve Shatter, counter the damage in general from the enemy team. And that is why that we like to see, having a Zenyatta for trance. And of course it helps that he can mark, it helps that he can do, this more longer range healing. It helps that he can frag himself. Those are just like bonus points, but one of the big reasons is that if you don't run that, and you can fairly not do that when you in your ladder games, but if you don't do that, if you don't run a Sen, and you only run a Mercy and an Ana, or a Mercy and a Moira, you leave this huge weakness that all ultimates from the enemy team are 100% efficient, because you cannot do anything to counter or stop them when it comes from your support side. Meaning as soon as they pop an aggressive, an offensive ultimate, Earthshot, Dragon Blade, Tactical Vice, or something in that area, you need to respond with similar firepower. And then all of a sudden it becomes who ults first, because that's how DPS ults works. A lot of time the team that uses their ultimates first, a lot of time win that engagement. If you think about, if you Earth Shatter the entire enemy down to the ground, they cannot pop their ultimates, for example. So that's the one thing. And then it's like who can frag the most, which becomes, in some ranks very confusing. And if the enemy team has the edge that some of their, the Genji might not be that good, but he's really good with Blade, then all of a sudden that becomes a huge problem that, okay, he sucks, he really bad, he really sucks as soon as he doesn't have his Dragon Blade, because when he gets his Dragon Blade, he gets like 3 picks every single time. So that is, hope that really explains a little bit about, hope that makes you understand a little bit maybe more about Overwatch League, on general, the meta in the game. So if you do, then press like and dislike if you don't. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, like what I do here, join the Discord community, and follow me on Twitter and all that stuff. All of those links down in the description. Also do have a live stream down there with time scheduled down in the description. I hope you guys have a lovely gaming experience. My name has been Jonal. Stay positive, guys, and keep the enemy in your crosshair.